So hello and welcome. So in today's video, we are going to connect to two polarized parts, meaning two parts that exist within our inner system and they pull in two different directions. For instance, one part of me wants to eat healthy, but the other part wants to eat comfort food all the time. Or one part of me wants to wake up early in the morning and start the day early, but the other part wants to sleep in. Or one part of me wants to socialize, but the other part wants me to not socialize and doesn't like people. Or one part of me wants me to achieve things, but the other part seeks comfort. And usually these type of polarizations, they can kind of like coexist in harmony somehow. But sometimes this polarization becomes too extreme. And in this case, you can have a look at it with me right now. You can explore these two parts and see what is their intention, what is their motivation, and just simply get to know both of them equally, so you can see that they both have good intention for you. And yeah, so now we will listen to both of these parts without taking sides, without criticizing them, and just simply becoming equally curious towards each one of them. So now we will slowly start and tune into your system now. Slowly arriving here and now. Maybe you had a busy day. Maybe your day is just starting. And start becoming aware of your body. Your emotions. Your thoughts. And allowing yourself now to explore a polarization in your system. And when you hear about polarization, see what parts want your attention. We are looking for two conflicting parts. So look for any conflicting views in your system. Part that wants you to do something, but another part wants you to do something else. Maybe you can notice two parts holding opposite views. Opposite opinions. Or conflicting emotions. And when you find them, look at them and see if you are equally open toward each of them. Maybe you're angry at one part that is making your life difficult. And you have more compassion toward the other part. So you can now ask these feelings, these perhaps anger or criticism, or anything that is blocking the connection with the part, to give you some space and let it know that you notice it, you see it, but ask this criticism, this anger, to watch from behind your back, to give you some space to get to know these polarized parts. And let both of these parts know that they will get their turn. They both can speak, and let them know that you don't want to get rid of any of them. Also, let them know that you are not going to choose sides, analyze them, or criticize them. Let them know that you are going to listen to them. And also let them know that they won't be forced to change. And now we will give space to each of these parts, and we will listen to them, connect to them, and get to know them a little bit. So now you can choose the first part to focus on. Usually it's a good idea to start with the one that is more dominant, louder, and just simply occupies your attention more. And find this first polarized part in or around your body. And place your attention on this part of the body. And if it feels right, you can let this first part stand in front of you. And approach it with curiosity. And let it know that you would like to get to know it. And just simply hear what it has to say. And now, if you can, if it's possible, allow the part to speak directly. Allow the part to express now. Let the part know that it's not alone, and now you are here with it. And just simply give yourself the time to be with this part, with all the challenging emotions it's feeling. And if it's possible, offer this part your acceptance. Let it know that its emotions are valid and it's okay to feel this way. And see how the part responds to this acceptance. Does it relax? Is there more peace? We want to welcome whatever it is the part is feeling. You can send this part some positive energy, some kind words, and let the part receive it. Now you can look at the part and you can see how old is this part. Maybe you will see it, you will get a sense of it. Maybe the part will talk to you and he or she will let you know their age. It can be just approximately. It doesn't have to be the exact age. You just want to get a sense of how old this kid is. And now see what is the part worrying about. And just listen. And if you can, just let it know that you get it, that it makes sense to you. And can you see how is this part trying to help you in its own way? And if yes, let it know that. And you can even thank this part for doing so. You can ask this part, is there anything else you want me to know? And just listen. And take your time. You can always pause this recording. And before we say goodbye to this first polarized part, if it makes sense, you can let this part know how old you are. You can let it know your real age and how much more wiser you are now. And for now, you can say thank you to this part. Really thank it for sharing things with you. And we will slowly switch to the other part. And can find this part in or around your body, this second polarized part. Get a sense of it. Put your attention on this part now, on this second polarized part. And see how is it responding when you focus on it. You can let it know you are here with it. And you can even introduce yourself and let it know it's not alone. Simply welcome this other part. And see how is it responding to you welcoming it. And now I'll let it know that you care about it, even if it makes problems. And see how this part responds to your attention, to your care. And you can send it some loving energy, send it some kindness, and let it receive it. And if there is any criticism towards this part present, you can gently ask it to step aside, to give you some time to get to know the second polarized part. And now you can check with this part, how old is it? Can you get a sense of how old is this second polarized part? And now ask this part if there is anything it would like to share with you. Let it speak freely and openly. And again, take your time doing this. You can always pause the video. You can also ask this part, what is it that you are worried about? And wait for the reply. Does this make sense to you? When you hear what this part is sharing, does it make sense? And if yes, you can let this part know that you get it, that it makes sense. And does this part know how old you are? Does this part know your real age? And how much more wiser you are now? And if it doesn't, you can simply talk to this part now and let it know how old you are. You can even let it know something about your current life. And now ask this part before we finish. Is there anything else it would like to share? And now you can thank this part for sharing, for being here with you today, and say your goodbye. And now you can look at both of these parts and check if there is more understanding between them now. Do they understand each other better now? Do they notice each other? Are they aware of each other's positive intention? Do they know that they are both trying to help? Maybe they could work together a little bit more and they can learn about each other. And you can check with them if they are open to dial down their polarization, knowing that they both have good intentions and they both care. And you can wait for their response. Maybe they are open to dial down the polarization just a little bit, maybe a lot more. Maybe they had some aha moment and they are open to really cooperate. See what is their response to you asking them if they are willing to dial down their polarization. And now we are slowly approaching the end of the meditation. And you can thank both parts for cooperating. And you can let them know that they can stay in touch with you. And you can say your goodbyes to both of these parts now. Thank you for listening, and I hope this was helpful.